And you'll hear within criminal justice reform, people are going to be talking about things such as what we call bail reform. Bail reform says this: if you're accused of a crime, you get to stay at liberty, go home, or you have to stay in jail while your case is pending. Cases can be pending on average up to about 60 days in a general district court. So if you have somebody who has a job, who got charged with a low-level offense, but if for whatever reason that they're being held in custody, then that person's got to make some choices. Do I go home sooner by pleading guilty, even though I don't think I'm guilty? Do I waive my trial right because I want to be able to tell the judge what I did or didn't do? Or do I just say, you know what, because a lot of times what happens is the prosecutor will say, you plead guilty, we'll find you guilty, you get to go home today, time served. Wow, what a decision for a family member to make. I get to go home to my family, I get to go home to my job, I get to go home to my life, not realizing that in 30 days, 3 years, 10 years, that decision is going to have a permanent negative impact on me that's going to forever stop me from being more successful. And that's what we do currently in our criminal justice system, is we use that power of someone's freedom pending a trial, that means they haven't even been found guilty, to see whether or not that we can leverage a conviction out of them, and how do we end up doing that. So that's the things that we have to figure out, is what is the bail system. The statutes, in my opinion, are appropriate. It's risk of flight and whether or not you are an unreasonable danger to the community. Okay, that's what it is. Those are two standards. If not, you should be at liberty in the community. And that's what we don't have, is because we don't have an application to the law. Currently the policy in that office is that they will not agree to any bonds. They will not agree to bail for a person who is before the system. That, I think, is disingenuous, because what you end up doing is, again, you're creating a setup for that person to not be successful, because if they don't go to work, who's keeping their job? Nobody. How are they able to afford to be able to support their family? They can't. How can they be a parent for their kids? They can't. How can they contribute back to the community? They can't. So this is what it ends up doing, is it creates that cycle where those individuals are being negatively impacted, but also equally as important, our community is being negatively impacted, because now we have to carry those burdens for everybody else.